This video contains no spoilers for Widows. You can watch it even if you haven't seen the movie. In the fall of 2018, 20th Century Fox released Widows, the first film from director Steve McQueen since his previous film had won the Best Picture Oscar. Based on McQueen's previous filmography, there was little reason to doubt his next entry would continue to showcase his excellence as a director. Now he had double the budget, a cast for the ages, and high-in-demand screenwriter Gillian Flynn. All the makings for success. When the movie premiered at Toronto, all signs looked good. Excellent critical reviews plus star-studded cast indicated the movie had the makings to become both a commercial and critical hit. And then, neither one happened. The movie was very well reviewed, but never became a critical darling in comparison to its peers. The box office, similarly, was modest, but not enough to become a hit. Without home runs in either area, the movie was left out of the awards conversation completely, and therefore, largely overlooked in the months following. What went wrong here? Let me be upfront with my own opinion. I love this movie, enough to consider it the best movie of 2018, and will point out a few of the reasons why later. But first, let's go into why exactly it didn't take off. Unlike all three of Steve McQueen's previous films, which were independently produced and then distributed through specialty distributors, Widows was a studio film through and through. It's a bit sad to write about 20th Century Fox now that Disney has euthanized it, and it makes last fall all the more historic, given it was Fox's last year with any entries into the awards race. Fox released two potential awards contenders in November of 2018, Bohemian Rhapsody and Widows. Conventional wisdom would point toward the latter being the awards contender. Bohemian Rhapsody's reviews were significantly worse, and the project had been plagued with controversies that normally would sink a film, and seemingly should have post-Me Too. On top of the behind-the-scenes scandals came egregious creative choices. Countless factual errors and blatant fabrications of Freddie Mercury's life were left in plain sight in an effort to make it fit into a conventional and widely appealing PG-13 story. None of these detractors ended up mattering. The appeal of Queen's music made the movie a massive hit. On November 2nd, it opened to $51 million, and ultimately made over $200 million domestically, the best ever for a music biopic. 2 weeks later, Widows opened to only $12 million, and ultimately grossed $42 million in the US, less in its entire run than Bohemian's opening weekend. There are a few reasons to speculate why Widows didn't translate. Neither Steve McQueen nor Viola Davis had previously led a film to such a massive commercial gross, despite their talents. Perhaps more notably, its grim subject matter matched with literally dark visuals made it a challenging sell to new audiences. Its poster didn't particularly leap off the page or convey the premise, and instead looked like an even darker margin call. Not a great place to start. But it wasn't entirely its own fault. Ultimately, Fox, like any company vying for Oscars, took their awards budget and out of the two movies jockeying for attention, chose the one that after the fact they saw as the safer bet. Their strategy paid off enormously. Bohemian Rhapsody won the most Oscars of any film in 2018, despite being the second worst reviewed Best Picture Oscar nominee of all time, and the aforementioned controversy. Critics don't pick the Oscars at the end of the day. Clearly, neither does YouTube. Without much help from critics, who were busy touting other movies, and after being abandoned by its own studio for awards prospects, Widows slipped out of any limelight. With Fox's demise, it's even less likely it'll get its due in hindsight. So, it's up to those of us who loved it to celebrate why Steve McQueen's movie is exceptional. The reason I made this video without spoilers is in the hope that people who still haven't seen the movie can be swayed to check it out in hindsight. I would rather save any analysis for only people who have seen the movie, which I can assure you has some brilliant filmmaking choices to analyze. So, next week, I will be releasing a video as a follow-up to this one that will contain spoilers. I will be focusing on the transformation of Veronica's character as well as the film's excellent use of setting. I'm excited to share with you what I've discovered. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you again soon.